I've never actually seen fish take a yellow May dun. However, I have seen fish take the emerger, and this is how I fished this one. There's not a lot of materials in it. It's really, really simple to tie. However, it's one that's worked well for me on the Tweed. It's also worked well for me on the Welsh Rivers, Usk, and Taff in particular. But it's one of these flies, I didn't see them taking the dun. However, this one works a treat when they're taking the emerger, so let's go ahead and tie it. I'll start off with a fine dry fly hook. So that's a fine dry, Partridge fine dry, size 14. 14 suits this fly. And I'll just get him in the vise there. It's a delicate little fly, so you need a delicate hook. Thread is a light Cahill. And I'm just going to come in and get a body in there. Tiny little ball at the end. So I want to kick up a few feathers. Like I say, there's not a lot of material in this. So this is a bright yellow. It's probably better at the packet. CDC. Really bright yellow. You see that? And all I do is I strip a load of fibres away from one side. Now there's not a lot there, just a wisp. And I want to catch that on. It's a little tail. I'm going to do the same on the other side so I can get a few more fibres. So not a lot at all really. But you want to keep that body really, really thin. Coming down just opposite the point. Now just tidy all this bit away. And this wants to be about the length of the hook shank. That little shuck there. That's probably enough. It's amazing how little the amount of CDC you need to hold up a little dry fly like this, a little delicate dry fly like this. So that's about right there. I now want to come in and I want to get two of these feathers and marry them up, marry the tips up. So two of the same yellow and marry the tips up. And I'm going to come in a little bit behind the eye here. I'll make sure these are exactly right. And then my pinch and loop secure. I want them on top of the hook shank, nowhere else, not at the side, completely on the top. So that when the fly is sitting properly, it's perfect. I've got a little bit too much there. So pull the CDC, making that a little shorter. That's about right. And then come in at an angle and snip those. Down the body. Really simple fly this, but one that's really effective, or it's certainly been really effective for me, probably because I fish it a lot. So the next thing I've got is I'm looking for a particular yellow. And the yellow I use for this one is a Semperfleet 150 yellow. It's a really, really light, fine dubbing. I do not want a lot of this. Just dub that on, not a lot. Keep that rope really nice and thin. And then just dub that up the body. Nice and thin profile. Stopping at thorax. I now come in. Now the actual pink is really quite subdued, however I tend to go a bit crazy and I use a really bright one. It really stands out, and this is a Semperfly 8200, that one is 8200. Now I want a little bit, the dubbing rope to be a little bit thicker, not much thicker, but a little bit thicker. And I come in and I dub that on. Like I say, it's a really fine dubbing. But what I'll do is I'll start at the thorax, coming up, and I'll get one behind there, just one, actually two. Back round again. So I've just got a tiny little bit of pink on there. I might get a little touch more actually, because I'm going to come up through it to the eye. Tiny touch more. Coming up and through to the eye, pull everything back, and you've got enough space there just to get a couple of thread wraps and finish that fly off. Again, it's a dry fly. I don't use varnish on it. So 4 whip finishes there, and that's him. A little yellow may emerger, and it really does work on the rivers that I fish, certainly, and it's one that I fish with confidence. I really like this fly. It just seems to work for me. A yellow may emerger. Simple, couple of materials, but very effective. You might think this is a little bit too high, but trust me, once that bed's in, you're going to need that as a sighter because it will disappear on the water, because it is an emerger after all. But it really works a treat. Didn't be tempted to put too many feathers on. It's an emerger. I'm wanting that to sink in and bed in, and I want only like half of that to go into the water. So you need that really light post there. I really hope you enjoyed that, folks. If you did, please be kind enough to subscribe to my channel. Plenty more fly fishing and fly time videos. Take care, folks, and bye-bye.